What's up, fam? Welcome to Lust, Let Us Speak Truth. I'm your host, Nick. We got Tootie and Tanya on the building.
Hey,
I said,
Hello,
I said on the building.
hello,
Whew.
hello, hello. I had out my
do it,
theatrics.
Tootie.
I just needed that.
Say
I
it
needed to
again.
get it
Yeah.
out of my system.
Do it again. Whew.
Hello,
Ooh.
hello, hello, hello.
Yes.
All
Mm.
right.
Soothing.
I feel
What's
better
up,
now. I
y'all?
got that out of me.
Yes. You felt good. Feels good. You got
I
it out.
did. I think I changed the game. I changed the game.
Y'all,
First of all, ladies, before we get started, I want y'all to notice my new name.
mm,
Eh,
let's do
Read
it.
it to them,
Don't
Tanya.
say it, Ton.
don't call me sexy if you don't believe it.
Mm.
Okay.
And
You
check
better
out
tell them.
L.U.S.T. Lust. Oh,
Lust.
let us
Yeah.
speak truth.
I should have made me one.
You know what to make you one, Tootie, real quick?
Let me think.
I
Hooters on the
can't.
floor.
Huh?
Hooters on the floor.
Barbara Lowe.
Buddha?
Hooters
Hooters. Hold
on the
on.
floor.
Hooters on the floor.
And I'm speaking of the game show for the record. That's what I'm saying. Hooters on the floor.
That's why I
Hooters on the floor.
capitalized the floor, y'all. She was on that series, The Floor. So pay attention.
Yeah, I was on there tonight. I battled. I got my butt
Yes.
kicked, but I was so
Woo-hoo!
pretty. So pretty. Mm, that's all I got.
That's it. That's all.
That's it. It don't last long. I got about 15 seconds of it and it gonna be gone.
Right.
Okay, y'all. Today's topic is men having women as a, what did I say earlier?
As a post,
Placeholder.
as a placeholder,
Placeholder.
As a
placeholder.
placeholder.
I just said as a post.
As a post,
As a post. Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna play you guys this quick video that was given to me by my girl Janice.
okay.
So tell me if you can hear it okay. I can't hear nothing. The conclusion that audacity must be free. And that's why so many men have it. Because for Cam Newton to sit out there in front of the whole world and say, while having a girlfriend who just had his baby, that he's still looking for God to send him a wife. Can you imagine curling up next to a man every single night and he told the world, I'm still looking? The most obvious sign that she is a placeholder, he's not going to change his mind. This is what I
Mm.
mean when I say the men already know. He knew a long time ago. He knew before he got her pregnant. To allow you to derail whatever you had going on in your life so they can use you to pass the time.
Come
They
back
use
to the
you as
mic.
a hobby, as something to do. He's got 8 kids by 3 different women and talking about he wants 3 more. So a woman's supposed to step in and all of a sudden take on 11 stepkids? And because you're a millionaire, that makes it right? This is the same woman that got on the internet and said she was different from the other baby mamas. No, you're not. Here you are thinking that you've auditioned and that you've secured the role. And that man still got different women on that casting couch. Cam Newton and Nick Cannon are deeply troubled. They think if I just give her money and she's well taken care of, then she's fine. What about the day-to-day of raising the child? That's what I say. Some men don't want to be fathers. They want you to be a mother. How is you writing a check the same as you raising a child? Then he got the nerve to say you waiting on God. You haven't stopped moving yet. I'm sure God is
See,
just ready to throw his
see, they be playing, trying to see they blaspheming against the Lord. Ain't they ain't God ain't got nothing to do with that. Because of your insecurity. You're
Yeah.
not being secure in who you are. All these baby mamas, this is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Have you
Poor,
ever felt as a woman, have you ever felt like a placeholder in a relationship?
you
I
know,
can't
I'm a,
say
I,
go
I,
Tanya.
I, this is the first time I've ever heard that word before. So what does that look like? Well, at the age of
That is a
58, I
stand
can't tell you.
that is a stand in fucking partner until they find what they want.
Unless a man is cheating on you. That's what I'm saying. So I have had uh boyfriends or whatever that have cheated on me. So
Mhm.
does that make me a stand in?
No, because they didn't leave you.
Well, they left my bed to go to somebody else's bed.
But they didn't leave you for somebody else. So I look at it like
they're with somebody and they feel like they like them and they're trying to play house or be cool. Like in Cam Newton's place, he had a kid with a woman, right? So they have some type of relationship, but in his mind, he knows she's not the one.
Then why bring in innocent children? Why do that?
Maybe why are a lot of these children born?
And that's so true. That's so true. When men do things like that, to me, they're still, of course, they don't even know who they are. You know. Then you have to start looking at their family history. You know, why are you having so many kids? Or was dad not in the home? Or you know, what seems to be the problem? But I think that is really bad.
I really tripped out on like Nick Cannon. He's from San Diego. He's from here. He lived literally not too far from me. And for him to have all these kids, how many? 12, 13 now?
Yes.
And he's in all of their lives. He's in all of their lives. He plays his part, whatever. But you can't be that guy in on Christmas. Whose house you gonna be at?
Exactly.
So this is my thought on that. Because if he's actively involved in all of his kids' life, 9 times out of 10, all of his kids come to his house for Christmas. I'm never going to justify a person going out, procreating, and populating the world with thousands of kids with thousands of different women. I'm never going to do that. But Tanya asked a very interesting question, and she was like, "Was your dad not in the home?" That's an interesting question, and some of that could be from my childhood traumas. And I say that to say, like, if you think about it, this is the thought, right? I always say this first, and it kind of pisses people off, and I don't give a shit. I'm fine with that. Like when police and we were doing the whole Black Lives Matter movement, right? And the bulk of those cops that kill Black people were Caucasian, right? So I always think that they become cops to get even with the people that they felt like bullied them as children.
That's another topic for sure.
I said that to say that I always wonder if when men have lots of kids, if they feel like they're getting even with all of the people that rejected them.
Yeah.
So it's like they finally feel like somebody wants them for the whatevers. And so now they take advantage of it and they abuse it because they're trying to settle a score that they're never going to settle because that stuff was oodles and oodles of time ago. But you're making responsibilities that you're neglecting on because that's not even what you wanted. You just wanted to poke somebody.
But devil's advocate, the women, Nick Cannon, 12,
what are they after?
These women, what are they exactly? What
Money.
Are they after?
Money.
Why are you okay?
Because they know he can take care of
do that.
Right.
I feel like it's a money thing. I feel like they're going to be financially set for the rest of their lives.
Absolutely.
By having a kid with a celebrity, whatever. So what does that say about the women?
That says that they are making sure that their futures are secure. I'm not justifying their actions.
No, yeah, and but if you're gonna do it, go ahead and do it big, honey.
I have a homegirl that one time said something.
I can hear Smiley.
There
right
was
now.
a life-changing statement. You say what?
I can hear Smiley right now, but go ahead.
She made a life-changing statement, and she said, "I got one kid by somebody who ain't got shit. If I'm gonna have another one, they gonna have a lot." I get that. Women give away coochie to broke people all the time. If you gonna get some coochie away, give it away to somebody that got
that's money.
So damn it, if you get stuck with something, at least it's taken care of.
I guess you could say give it away to somebody that can help you pamper your puss. Yeah.
Come on, pamper the puss.
Pamper the puss.
Pamper the puss, she said.
I can't. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Pamper the puss. That made my whole day.
That should be your name next week.
Pamper the puss. Yes. Pamper the puss.
That's gonna be your
That's
name.
the one, Tanya. Pamper the puss, honey. That's what we do. We pamper the puss. Yes.
If
You done made my day.
Listen, if you were to meet somebody, let's just say one of Nick Cannon's baby mamas, what is one thing that you would ask her as a woman in her situation? Is there anything that you guys would want to ask them?
That woman ain't asked me to pay not damn bill about not damn diaper. I don't give a damn where she pampers her puss. I ain't got no contributions to make. Hey, do you, boo? Go for it.
I probably would ask.
Look like.
I probably would ask her. Was she aware that he had kids prior?
Girl, it's all over the internet. They all know they got kids.
Well, you know how dumb some women are. Oh, they try to act like they dumb. I didn't know.
These heifers are not dumb. These are beautiful women who got put in a circle. Because of their look.
Wilding out his own company.
Yeah.
Oh.
These are not dumb women by no stretch of the imagination. These are beautiful women. These are beautiful women who got popular based on their looks.
It's almost
they ain't dumb, they fine.
I look at it like a contract. I want a baby. You give me a child and you take care, or he wants a baby or she wants a baby. It could be either or. You have the baby, you're paid for life, and live your life. I don't want you to cause any trouble or problems with anybody else. And they all sign this contract.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy as hell.
Contractual love.
I think Mariah Carey was the only one that was like real legit.
Yeah, because she already had her own everything.
Yeah, she didn't want shit. She had her own shit.
Yeah, she didn't. Yeah, she didn't.
She didn't need him.
No.
So have y'all felt? Well, Tanya, you already answered because you're like, I've had men cheat, but
I can't say that I've so much been a placeholder for somebody as much as I could say I've made other people placeholders.
I was just gonna ask that. Have you made a man a placeholder?
Yeah, because like I was tired of certain things, so I was like, oh, well, this is something to do, and it's a break from my norm. So I put those people in place to be distractions from whatever it was that was driving me crazy until I was ready to go deal with it. So I can say I'm guilty of that. I've probably been a placeholder for somebody. I don't know, but I'm a funny actor anyway, so I'm 9 times out of 10. And I'm gonna tell y'all, because I make people mad every time I say this, but it's true. If I don't give them no booty, I don't give a shit what they do. I really don't. I don't care until I open my legs. And since I'm so stingy with this here quasi, then by golly, I don't give a damn.
Tony,
I would protect
Tony,
my
you don't give up the booty.
Not the
I'm so
quasi.
stingy with my cat, it ain't fine. You'll be like, some what? Girl.
That's right.
I be stingy with that thing. This here pocketbook. Nope. Because I'm funny acting. I hate people. I really do. Y'all think I'm joking when I tell y'all. I really do. And I'm like, ooh. I need to find this. I wish I could find this picture, y'all. This one guy. Let me see. Okay. So I was messing around with him. And when I say, no, let me take it back. Messing around is included sex. I ain't sleep with him. We was hanging out. And my whole thing is you can do whatever you want to do. I don't care. All you got to do is tell the truth. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So he would lie. And he wouldn't lie like a little lie. He would lie like this big. And you'd be like, do you think I'm dumb or do you think you slick? Like, I couldn't figure out which one of the two it was, but he would tell outlandish lies. So when I was getting ready to graduate last year, he was like, oh, I'll get your hair braided. I was like, bet, right? So then, right after graduation, I knew he wasn't going to do it because he lies. He got lips, he lies. So he sends me a text message and told me that he had been under a lot of stress because his sister committed suicide. Oh, that's a big one. I don't get to have anything to say about something like that. Nope, nothing. I can't say anything. So I asked him her name and where she was. And I'm looking her up. Such a person does not exist. Okay. Like, So then I
Hold on,
said,
here comes Michael Harris.
so then, okay, I asked him, did he go to the funeral? And he says no. So then I said, well, did your father go? And he said, yeah. So the reason I asked, did his father go to the funeral? Because he and his dad
Hold on,
worked
Mike.
together. His dad was his supervisor,
Mhm.
right? So if your dad went, it's understood at your job why you needed to be off. So
Sorry.
yeah, and he sends me a
Hold on,
response
too.
by text message.
Mike, turn your phone sideways.
Hey, Mike.
There you
Hey,
go.
how y'all
There you
doing?
go.
Good
Hey,
in
Mike.
you. So he sends a message and he
1
says,
second,
yes,
Mike.
he did. He is capitalized. So I know this bastard is talking about God, right? And I'm like, you are too, you shouldn't be, you shouldn't lie like this. Because that's no,
dangerous.
you don't have to do all that.
That's dangerous.
Long story short, something says, check and see about this dude on Facebook. This dude had got married and had a whole baby.
Wow. Ain't that some
like,
shit?
Wait, if you see what he looked like, you'd be like, no, he didn't. I'm like, yeah.
Wait, Mike, turn your camera back.
Yeah, I'm about to.
I'm like, what happened?
I'm trying to get situated here, y'all. Hold on.
I got you. Y'all, just so you know, this is like my dog, my number one from Mira Mesa, the Mecca.
All
I
right.
first moved to Mira Mesa when I was 17 years old. He was one of the first people
17.
that I ever met. And he took me around, showed me the Mecca. Yeah, crazy. But Mike, meet Tootie and Tanya.
I'm Tootie.
How y'all doing?
Tootie
Scooter
is
on the
Scooters
floor.
on the floor, and Tanya is Don't Call Me Sexy if you don't believe it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Call me
So
How y'all doing?
say if you didn't believe it.
So the
Hey,
topic
y'all,
we're
give me a
talking
few minutes.
about, we're live right
That's
now.
my meal prep guy, so I got to get my food out, okay?
Okay,
I'll be
go
right
ahead.
back. That's my meal prep
Okay.
guy. So mute me.
Okay, let me mute her. Okay. So Mike, put your head up a little bit. Like, yeah, there you go. There you go. So what we're talking about tonight is being a placeholder. So we were dying for a guy to come on here because our other folks is, whatever. But have you ever had a woman as a placeholder? Meaning, like, this lady was on Instagram and she was talking about Cam Newton. Cam Newton was with this woman. They just had a baby, but he's on an interview and he's saying, I'm asking God to bring me my wife. So you're laying up in bed with this woman and with this chick, you just had a baby, but you know in your heart that she's not the one, but she's just there right now. Have you ever treated a woman like a placeholder?
Nah, I can't. Nah, I can't say I have.
Do you know
Not
that have?
just to have her for whenever you want her for.
Yeah.
No, I never had one. I don't think. I don't know. That's a long time ago, so I have to think a
Think back.
long way back.
Look,
A
Think back
long way
because
back.
we live. We
look,
live, Mike, and I don't want you to lie now.
look.
Okay, okay, let me see.
Look,
Yeah.
let me tell you a little story. Tangeray. Okay, go ahead.
Tangeray.
Nah, I don't think so. Nah.
No, he's always been legit and cool.
Yeah.
But think about our Mira Mesa homies back then, right?
Uh-huh.
So I won't name them names because I'm not gonna put people on blast out there.
Yeah, don't do them like that.
Right,
I wouldn't do them like that. So
right.
remember when we used to do the house parties and stuff, or when we used to kick it at Pack Heights, and
Yeah.
the guys would be like, whoever they can get with that night because the girls were fly or whatever, they just try to
Yeah.
connect.
Yeah, of course.
And that's typically the guy's mindset at a younger age, right?
Right.
They want to get some
Right.
ass. They want to see who they can get if they look good. It's like a challenge for them, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So as you
Yeah.
get
It's about conquer what you can.
right, right,
Yeah.
and conquer what you can,
Conquer. I'm gonna conquer this booty.
damage that shit. No, I'm just kidding. So as you get older and you learn, like, let's say back then you went through a bunch of women, right?
Right.
And as you get older, how do how do you change your mindset from being that young guy who just wanted to smash everything to this one guy who just wants to be
See, see back,
loyal?
see back when you're younger, it's about numbers. As you get older, it's about quality. You know what I mean? Not quantity.
Oh,
You know what I
okay.
mean? You back then it's like, okay, let's see how many, you can get. But as you get older, you start seeing that it's really all the same. You really want somebody that's quality that you can spend time with and enjoy and do all those great things with because you didn't work. Now at this point where we at, you didn't work. I know I worked hard with motherfuckers, so I'm trying to, you know, be with someone that's gonna, compliment me and I can compliment her. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
Hmm.
So
So
yeah,
how do
it's
you
about it's
instill
about quality.
like these young guys that were 20 and 30 and now they're 40, 50, but they still have that young mentality. Like,
That's just pure, not maturing. You know what I mean? Like that's just you're still in that boyish stage. You know what I mean? At
but at
some
40,
point,
50,
you got to become a man. You know what I'm saying? There's more important things out there rather than just trying to get at a female. You know what I mean? It's got to
right.
be more to it than just her beauty or her. It's got to be more to it. I
Did,
believe.
did you have male mentors in your life?
No,
Or
I've been my own mentor, my dad. You know what I mean?
right.
But you know me, the way I move is different than anybody anyway. You know what I mean? So I think a little different. You know.
So what would you tell these young men out here now that you 45 years old and you still looking for numbers?
Well, I, what I do tell them, because I got kids that's almost you know what I mean? But
Right.
I tell,
What's up,
you
Mike
got,
Jr.? Okay, go ahead.
yeah, you gotta build yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
You gotta start making it, realistic for yourself and knowing that there's more, more in life than just having a good time all the time. You know what I mean? You got to start
Right.
building your wealth, building your household. Period. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You don't want somebody just in and out all the time. You know what I mean? It's time to settle down. Time to get it together. Grow up.
In your personal experience, what do you think, how old do you think you were when you figured like, okay, it's time. I'm done with all
Well,
you were kind of
I
young
think,
though.
yeah, I think I started at what, like 24. When I became an iron worker, that's when I started. I was already on my way to being where I'm at now. I mean, I'm not, trust me, by no way am I saying that I'm where I ultimately want to be, but I'm straight though. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like as far as career and all that stuff. I've been working the last 30 years as an iron worker, so then I got a little business on the side, and I'm
Hmm.
trying to build wealth for my younger kids. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
That you
it's
know
been
what's
a minute.
crazy, Mike? The what like we used to call him Chill back in the day. His name was Chill.
Chill.
Just FYI for the world. Um, the one thing that I loved about him when I was younger, because he is my elder. Um, when I was younger, he was very knowledgeable. He
Hmm.
spoke he spoke so intellectual than any of the guys that I've ever known. And that's why I
Thank you.
I kind of cling to him like, okay, so where should we go? But it was always like me and this girl, you remember Amy?
Yep.
There was a few females but he was like the protector. He'd always make sure like if we're driving to a club, he's behind us with his
Yeah.
crew. When
I
we're
remember
driving
those days.
home, he would call and say, "Y'all made it home," you know. at a
yeah. I
young
mean,
age. We were like 19, 20, you know?
I think, like I see young guys now, like like my sons. I think they just grew. They're growing up with with
That's
a
it.
whole different vibe about themselves. They don't have that care and concern type attitude. You know what I mean? It's
I
pretty,
blame social media.
Well,
oh, definitely.
here's the thing is this meet you know, this era, it's almost like, because I let Nikki hear about the 17-year-old kid that got 7 kids, and his
Uh-huh.
goal in life is to have 75 kids.
Wow.
These are things that are being portrayed through our celebrities,
Yes.
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
that our kids are looking up to, thinking it's cool.
Right.
What they're
Right.
not keeping in mind is this young man says, well, who's going to raise the kids? He said then he said the mamas.
Mm-hmm. He said, I am. Well, their mom. I mean, you're 17.
Well, and you see how immature they are now compared to. I think when we was growing up, back in the day, we had to look out. It was more family. You know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause you had to look out for your younger siblings. You had to look out for your cousins. You had to look out for people. You know what I'm saying? It was automatic. Now it's like these kids are like they're doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
if you in my way, I'm gonna run you over type thing. You know what I mean? If you
Mhm.
can't hang, then you shouldn't be around. Which is not cool because everybody develops in their own way. But
Right.
as far as I think really caring why they don't have a solid woman or really looking towards getting married, like the proper way of dating and having a wife and all that is you're supposed to date. You know what I mean? That
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean having
Courting.
sex. You're supposed to date, court. There
Quarter.
you go.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Yeah,
supposed to
court.
court her. She go home, you go home. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Take your
Nobody
ass
supposed
home.
nobody supposed to be hanging out in the bedroom.
Exactly.
Downstairs
Right.
on the couch. But that that's not being taught no more. You know what I'm saying? I mean, some people. I'm not saying all people, because there is good young men and good young women out there. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, like you said earlier, they're looking for that social media type life. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
mean? It's
That.
it's never real. Like, have you noticed? I like going to the grocery store because you can socialize. I like talking to the little counter dude. You know what I mean? I'm that guy. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
Right.
they now everything is on this phone or computer or whatever you're on, and that's how people are communicating. They don't really have to
The
talk too
groceries
much.
get
They
delivered.
they texting each
Right.
other. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to use their words. Number one, you know what I mean? People talk but don't really know what they be talking about. You know what I'm saying? And they get confused and embarrassed and so
Mm-hmm.
they rather do it where I can use emojis instead of saying the word and showing
Yeah.
my feelings. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
Men, young black men don't know how to show feelings. You know,
Mhm.
Right.
it's I'm not saying all. I'm
Right,
not
right,
trying to
right.
categorize every man, but a lot of them don't. And I got boys. I got older boys, and I'd be like, "Come on, man. Yeah,
Say how you
talk."
feel.
You know what I mean?
And when they don't talk, how do you get them to talk?
You find something that they're interested in and go down to their level. We can't bring them up to our level. We have to go to their level. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But just knowing that you're doing it not to lower your standards, but to get to an even playing ground. You know what I mean? So that you can communicate with them. Because
Mm.
the more you can get a person to talk to you,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
the better it is for them to be able to understand what you're saying.
Right. So you kind
You
of
know what
go
I'm
you
saying?
you go down to their level, like the kid level,
Yeah.
and to try to
and,
Meet me where
and
I
then,
am.
then you
right.
gotta fill out where they at. Like I be telling people all the time, like, have you ever asked your kids when they come home from school, how was your day?
Mm.
And every day they say, good,
Good. Fine. Okay.
fine, right? No.
My
Every
next
day can't be.
question, my next
Every day
question to
can't be
that,
good.
I
Huh?
I get that till this day. I get that.
You
And
get
what
it?
I say is, okay, it's good, but what did you do?
There
What
you
did you
go.
do that was good?
Right.
Right.
You know, what did you have any issues today? Did anybody make
Right.
you angry? Did you,
There you go.
communicate with your teachers? That's
Right.
how but I learned because I was a
That's
young
good.
mom. I was a young mom. So my oldest daughter, pretty much we grew up together. Me and my
Right.
daughter Tiana,
Right.
we kind of grew up together. And
Right.
then you got my older son, who I love you to death, Nick. I love you, but he's a know-it-all.
Right.
He's one of those kids that he's an argumentative kid that who he will talk you to death because he's very smart,
Right.
but you gotta prove him wrong when you
Right.
know you're right.
That's a
Right.
long conversation.
That's how
Well,
he is.
sometimes you could prove them wrong by not saying anything.
Yeah, not right, not really prove him wrong, but just keep giving him the information until he checks
Well,
it with
because
himself.
think about young kids when they like 2, 3 years old, and they always say why. The more you speak to these kids, I'm talking about these young adult men. The more you talk to them, the more hype you get them sometimes to make them feel that they are right. You know what I mean? And that's
Right,
where the communication that's where we start losing communication because you can't really tell them, oh, you're wrong because in their mind they feel like they're right. You know what I'm saying? Then they get
right.
Right.
frustrated and don't want to talk to you. Then they say, you know what, never mind. Then they go into their room or somewhere, get on their phone, and that's why I don't be talking to you. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Well, you know
it's
what I have, what I kind of have an issue I have one daughter and two sons, and
okay,
I have an older son, and then my other son's 13. And
right,
so m- in my mind, you can raise a boy, but you can't raise a man. That boy needs that man.
Yeah.
yes. And even if it's
I
not the
agree.
dad, even if it's not the biological dad, he's got to have like the uncle, the
Mentors.
mentor, or
Hmm.
somebody that
A male
can
figure.
can
Yep.
feed them what they need. You know what I mean? Like talking to a older guy is a lot different than talking to his homeboy or his
Hmm.
buddy or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
And,
Because
truth be told, I learned that from my oldest son because we've had little spats
right,
sometimes where he'll be like, "Mom, you don't know." I'll be like, "What do you mean
right.
I don't know? I do know." Da, 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 da. You know, and he proved me wrong
And
because I'm not no
but
man. I
I
don't
take
know some things.
I take my hat off to a lot of the women, single moms out there that have raised sons, because there's a lot of single moms out there that pretty much did a
Yeah.
great job
Yes.
Yeah.
getting their sons to understand, how to treat a woman and different things. I could really say that I might be a little guilty of that when I was their age. Like say, uh, a young man now that was raised by a single mom compared to a young man that has the mom and the dad.
Hmm.
Sometimes that single mom can raise a better boy because of the fact that it's just him and her, and he learns how to develop to love her. So then, when he get older, he loves women as much as he loves his mother.
Yeah.
But if you get a young man the same age that's in a household where the mom and dad pretty much don't even like each other, you know what I mean? And
Right.
he's seeing this, then it makes it kind of throws us off a little bit. You know what I mean?
And that's one
Right.
thing I always say to women, if I say it to men too, don't stay in your relationship because of the children,
Right.
Right.
because they know,
Right.
they see.
Yeah. Well, they seen it
Mm.
before you really
Right.
even thought it was a problem. You know what I
That
mean?
that's that's been
It
brought
was
to
a
my
problem
attention.
already. You know what I mean? But as black men and women, we got to learn to communicate better. I mean, even with each other. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Uh, Like I said, you walk in the store, people don't speak no more. Back in the day, we'd be like, "What up?" You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
Yeah,
exactly.
How
exactly.
you doing? You know what I mean? People do
Yes.
not speak no more. You know what I mean? They hardly even want to say, "Excuse me," and oh,
Look, Mike,
please, and all these
that's
things.
that's another reason why I love the South.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Like
yeah.
when I went to Georgia, like I go to Georgia, I'm trying to go every year. I love it so much. I love it. And it's not Atlanta, it's not the city. It's different parts of Georgia, the country. And when you get off the plane, people are like, "Hey, how you doing? Do you need a ride?" Because their airport is like,
oh yeah, got the little train in
Mm-hmm.
there, huh?
yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
people speak. And then, I remember one time I went out there and we got this hotel, me and one of my homegirls, Janice, and there was these two older black ladies working in the hotel, and they said, honey, are you hungry? We got
Oh,
when I tell you they had plates,
yeah,
oh,
it's like, really?
yeah.
But you walk down the street, people speak. You go in the grocery store, people speak. You go
Mm-hmm.
you get a Uber, people are talking to you.
Yeah,
And then when I came back to San Diego and I'm in the airport, I wanted to cuss everybody out because nobody spoke.
yeah, because
I
right.
would personally go, "Hey, how you doing? Hey," and then they just look at me like, you know,
Right, right.
yeah.
and I'm like,
You
"See,
know,
I don't like this."
you know why? Because people out here are low key racist. You know what I mean?
I would say, well,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even just say that because the black people don't speak to black people. The
Well,
Mexican people don't speak to no Mexican
well,
people.
racist doesn't mean that you just racist of the color. Racist means that, oh, I'm from here, and because I think you from San Diego, I'm not even gonna speak to you. You know what I'm saying? Because we got so many people from so many different places living out here.
Hmm.
People identify with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you probably see somebody from the South out here, and you and them, you probably have a good conversation, right?
Hmm.
But really, you've been living in San Diego I know for 40
My whole
years because
life.
I've been knowing you. Yeah, you know
My
what I mean?
whole life.
So, yeah, but what I'm saying is, but when you go there, everybody's like that. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Most of the bulk of the people there, because that's the way they were raised, that's how they are, it's in their nature, you know what I'm saying?
That's how
It's
the parents are. That's how that you get
Yep.
right,
raised.
Mm-hmm.
right.
Them parents didn't play.
Yeah.
No.
Literally
They
out
didn't.
here, I don't know. I know we're complete. Well, we're really not off topic because we're talking about how relationship. Trust me, we're good. But
Communication.
communication. The one thing out here, there's a lot of divorce.
Yeah.
A
Really?
lot,
In San Diego?
yeah, I don't. I've known literally two couples in my entire life where their mom and dad have been together the entire time, and that is my best friend Shonda, her parents, and my grandparents. That's
Yeah.
it. That's it.
I see both of my grandparents, both sets were married till one of them passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
See, I
grandparents.
and so I think a lot of that too, you have broken homes
That's true. Yeah.
throughout the time that how do you and then this goes back to our topic, like you got all these people out here that are, single moms raising single boys, or
Right.
you even got single fathers
You got single
raising
fathers
single
in it.
girls,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you
Yes.
know.
Oh my
Uh,
God. Yeah.
and a
Yeah.
lot of the times you don't have the insight of how to really raise the two as they get older. You
Right.
just try
Right.
to adapt, you try to communicate with them, you try to instill morals and values. But at the end of the day, today's children, your friends know more than you.
Right. Right.
Hmm.
Them
Right.
them friends know more than you
Well,
because
they
they're gonna
TikTok, man, they know people all over the country. They know people in different
hmm
seas. You know what I mean?
and
So
and
we're not
that's
important.
hmm and that's
You know,
why
I'm gonna say this though, because I take my hat off to a single father and to a single mother because
Yeah.
it is a job because you
Yeah.
are fighting against the society out here that
yes,
is pretty much teaching our children the opposite from what a family should be and how a family should run and how a young man grows up to be a man.
Mm.
So, it's rough out here for a pimp.
Yeah.
Gotta say that.
It is. It is. Seriously, I mean, I know, and I know people like, I know black men that, have good jobs and different things, and it just didn't work out with the mothers, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I'm one of them, you know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
but we have to work harder from the beginning. That's what I
Mhm.
think. I think, you know, even if it's not your biological child, if you see a child, it's up to us as black men and women to start having more conversation with these younger kids
Yeah.
so that they can feel that love. Because, like Nicole said, people are not staying together no more. You know what I mean? People, they be in a relationship, they get married, but once that newness wear off, then, okay, I'm out. I'm going my way, you going your way, you know what I mean? And the
It's
kids
easy.
never have a chance to have that true love they
Yeah.
should with the parents, you know.
And I would say the our generation, even the mature generation, you're in a relationship, you may get bored. There is a thing called falling in and out of love of your relationship. Fight for your relationship. It's easy to get
Right.
in one, but it's hard as hell to stay in one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So true.
So
That's
that
so strong. I totally agree.
you gotta fight. You gotta
That's
fight. You gotta really and communication, like we always used to talk about on our podcast last season. And communication is the biggest key. And if you can't, a lot of, I used to always say, if you are together for a long time or even for a few years and you decide to get married, people don't change. I used to say that
right.
until it happened to me.
You change.
We both changed.
There you
Yeah.
go. That's good.
Everything changed, but it changed for, we didn't fight because I'm stuck in my ways and that person was stuck in his ways and then alcohol was involved. And
Mm.
then now I'm with somebody else who I've been with for almost 7 years, Greg.
Hmm.
Shout
And
out to Greg.
shout out Greg. And it gets to a point.
Scared me. You scared me. I thought Greg was gone. I
No,
thought
You thought she was going to, yeah, you thought
no,
she was
yeah,
leading
he
up to
is.
that, huh?
No,
I
he
thought
look,
Greg was
he's still
gone.
here. He's
I
still
was
here.
gonna say, oh shit. Nah, that's good. Beautiful. I love it. Right on, Greg.
But sometimes, in the 7 year, it's a fight. It's a
Yeah.
fight sometimes because me personally, I have triggers. I have
Right.
triggers from my past. So if someone does something familiar than that the person did in my past, I'm not understanding why are you doing it too.
Mm.
So it's a trigger for me. So then I'm an open book. I communicate, but I'm very raw. And sometimes being raw, I have to learn how to communicate because he may not understand, like, what are you talking about? And I may be like, nigga, you don't know. Da, 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 da," you know?
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to look, I'm going to tell you something real quick, what my best friend told me. And it's something that is going to help me because I do get in my feelings and I have a slick mouth. She always said, pause, process, and then proceed.
Oh yeah.
So if you feel like you're going to snap on your mate or your loved one, pause, think about it, take a step back, and then proceed with it.
That's
Because
good.
Mm.
some people
That's
don't,
good.
women and men think differently. Like how women are nurturers, women are ones that we're caterers, we love hard.
We do.
Men are more um they always say providers and what is the thing, protectors and providers or
Yeah.
whatever.
Uh,
I think today's men are more protectors than providers. Um, but that's
And
just
that's fair because women make their own money now. Like we're not the
Yeah.
same
so
women that
there
our
are
That's a
grandmothers.
problem.
protectors.
That's a problem, y'all. With go ahead, go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish.
No,
Go
go ahead. No, you go off there.
Oh, Mike. Go
So
ahead, Mike.
ahead. Okay. Men should be providers and protectors. You know, I think that's big for young men these days. I say it all the time. I'm cool, but men got to start getting their own stuff. See,
Yep.
mhm.
young men start moving in with these women. Young men take on the role of the woman once he has to lean on her a little bit too much. You know what I mean? And that gives that woman that what would I call it, y'all? I want to, well, not power, but she's going to use it against him, and then that's where all this arguing come from because he don't have no self worth for himself. But if a man start going out and getting his own, dating the right way, and moving his woman in with him, and living that type of life, it'll be different. Right now, men are kind of soft to me, just to me. My sons, I'm talking about mine. You know what I mean? I think they're a little soft. You know what I mean? But at the same time, this is what society is making of the new man. Want him a little soft, not too
Yes.
not too rough. You know what I mean?
And see,
They, they
Here's the thing though, Mike. Like, I think in our generation, like if you bought a house at a 30s, 40s, and you bought a house as a female,
right,
then now there's men that are 40s, 50s that want to buy a house, but the economy back then when we bought it was
was
very
a lot
reasonable.
different.
The
Right,
economy today is very difficult. So
Yeah.
right, right,
these people that bought at a younger age, you can't compare them to the people today. And that's the sad part when it comes to the men that didn't think about that when they were younger.
right, right,
Always invest, always learn the market,
right,
invest at a younger age
right,
and and know people, talk to people, learn
Right.
it, you know. So
right.
I can't, like, for me, I bought my house at 31. I was scared as hell. Honestly, I was petrified. But if I never bought my house at 31 and I was renting and I'm 52 now, do you know I would never, ever, ever buy a house in San Diego?
Well, it's almost you can't afford. I mean, I wouldn't be able to afford it right now. You know what I
Right.
mean? I would.
Because it's like double what I paid or double the rate.
Right. I
Yeah.
understand. I understand what you're saying about that. Right. But what
Mhm.
I'm talking about now, if a man and a woman is going to be together, right,
Mhm.
do things together, or but he cannot let her
Keep going.
Overpower.
not say that again. What you said?
Did you say like overpower him or
Right, because he's going to start feeling some kind of way, like he's not. He can't. He wants
man
to be
enough?
right. I guess that's pretty much what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
if they work together now, they can build an empire. I mean,
Exactly.
they
Yep.
can build an empire. But they have to. We have to learn how to stay with our women, young men, young women. Young women got to know what they're doing for the man. The man got to know what he's going to do for the woman. You know.
But let me say something too. With these days, these because I am a praying woman. This world that we live in is a it's made to break up the family dynamic. And if you don't incorporate prayer in your relationship, in your marriage, with your
Oh
children,
yeah.
you know, it'll be a crumbling effect. So this is one of the reasons why I believe that marriages don't last that long. I'm a divorcee. I was married for 20 years, and you know, working together as a partner, not as an individual. You know, everybody want to say, well, you know, I'm the man, I'm the woman. No, you're partners. At the
Right.
end of the day, you're partners. You become one. Don't you remember when the pastor said you become one? See, all that stuff goes out the window when you are with that person, you're married to that person. All those right things that you said has gone out the window. Now you have forgotten, and now you're working as individual and not as a team.
Right.
Right. That's true. Sorry, Tootie. I think you got muted. Unmute you.
Who, me?
No,
Judy,
Tootie. Hooters on the floor. Now I gotta unmute you. Okay, there you go, Chill. Okay, so
What's
y'all,
that sound?
this
Can
is
y'all
this
hear
is
that reverb?
I do. I hear like wind.
Okay.
Um, but we gonna stop recording here. I thank y'all. I love y'all. We're not getting off yet. It's gonna stop recording. Till next time, we will see you next Wednesday. Subscribe to Lust. Let us speak truth. We love y'all. We out.
Good night.